Remember in your past experiences, you've had the old man there before, right?
Yes.
And like your picture here, do you still have the beard and everything?
Yes. Yes.
And in the experience, the old guy's got a beard too, right?
Mm-hmm. Except his is like black, and he has kind of a more toned face, darker skin, kind of like golden tan or something. It's kind of hard to describe.
Okay, well, whatever. You got that type of skin because you got the dark hair, and so as you get older, again, look at the meaning. Now, movies would help you see this because movies are a very good objective view, and there's many movies about just dreams like this. It's all very simple stuff. It's no big mystery because we're all awareness. And we're simply taking on these bodies and we're going through the experience to try and wake up from this dream. We just have to go through the process and create, and eventually we start wanting to go through the dream and get through it all together. And everything is here and now. There's no future, there's no whatever. And again, look at the idea. It's like you're moving towards each other, but you're not. Because everything is here and now. It seems to be movement, but it's not. Again, this is basically you older. And as long as you got the left-hand path there. And so they're going to tempt you with that because that's the personal self, all right? That you're basically tempting yourself to stay the same. That's, you might say, we'll use it as the left and right, just like left and right brain. Left brain is literal. Okay, whatever you've been taught, indoctrinated with, you're using left brain. Right brain is creative. Right brain does not want to agree with left brain because it's rigid. It wants to be more adventuresome, take risks, be creative, free itself from itself. Okay, so that's kind of the left and right hand path in the dreams. It's giving you the idea there to start off with, okay? And now all of a sudden you got a bunch of old guys around you too from the back. Anything in back of you is the past. And you've had past lives where you've grown old, you see? And so again, as long as you stay in the routine that you're doing, the plumber, the fill, all this stuff, etc., as long as you stay in that routine, well, all this stuff basically is going to haunt you. You're very fortunate to know this because most people do not understand this or even have the experiences of this. So again, you're very fortunate to have this because you're being shown that, here I am explaining this to you objectively, but you're the decider. It's your life. And so you're having these experiences showing you right up front, right in front of you, that as long as you're doing what you're doing, that's where you're going. You're going to be the old guy again. That's it. I don't care what you do in this life, what you think it is. It don't matter because it's not about thinking. It's about what you're doing. And so, again, there's the old guy. And again, it's very simple. It's right in front of you. Now, a psychic or somebody else can tell you something different because they only see the personal self. But I look at the real awareness. The real awareness is operating 5 bodies. And your real process here is to get through it, not to look for a better life or to have meanings to your life or all this stuff. And no, that's reincarnation and karma. You're just going to keep doing the same thing again. Okay, they don't know about the real universes and the real you to where you supersede it all. And you're just aware all the time in an awesome position without embodiments, without the personal self, without karma and restrictions. Okay. But while you're here, all right, and go ask psychics. I suggest to people, go talk to psychics. But they can only see so much, and I've known the best, and they don't see it. They have no idea what's real. They know about the personal self. They can read you up and down and tell you about yourself. They're really good at that, etc. And they may give you a different story. Go with it, fine, whatever. But overall, you are here going through your process, trying to wake up from the dream. But in the meantime, right now, all you're seeing is your future. And see, that's where you're like kind of hit off to the right or something like that. And pine trees are actually healing. Do you know that if you take the pine needles and the pine coal and boil them and make a tea, it's a cure, okay? So the cure is right there. They are hints all around. The natural environment is a cure too to a lot of things. But who sees it, Phil? The business world is destroying the environment every day. They don't give a shit because they're chasing created money, thinking that, oh, I'm going to get gold and I'm going to be rich. And then when I'm rich, I can go buy whatever I want. Well, fine. You go do whatever you want and you destroy your environment. You got nothing. Without the environment, buildings and freeways and cars, is that going to support you just because you get a paycheck? When there's no food except plastic stuff to eat, is that going to support you? Are you going to be okay on that? The doctors will give you meds and put you in a coma. You going to feel better? That's what's coming. That's real. You're seeing it every day. And the personal self always thinks, oh, it won't happen to me. I'll be fine. I'm fine today, so I'll be fine. That's an illusion. Your time and everybody's time will come when you will hit the wall. It's coming. It can be tomorrow, the next day, next week, a couple years. All of a sudden, there it is, because it will show up, just like the old guy in your experience. But you can think it's all hocus pocus and baloney. That's fine, too. So the only reality there is what you see with your eyes, and that basically others have created. You didn't build your house. You didn't make your car. You didn't do the roads. You didn't do none of that. Where really are you? And you don't even know the people that did all that. Where are you? You see? Do you ever think about that? You ever think about the air you breathe? No, you don't. You just think about your little world in your head bubble, and you think that it's all going to be resolved according to what you think. And guess what? That's what everybody's thinking, Phil. And they all hit the wall. So, if that makes some kind of sense to you, but again, they're going to tempt you to take the left path simply because that's all you know. So, in other words, the idea is stay on the left path, but now you know something else. Now you know, well, it's not about the left path anymore, is it? No, because that's the way. The left is the past. The right is the future. And you decide your future. But beyond any future that you can decide or whatever, no matter how good it is, you're still going to grow old. You're still going to stay unaware unless you wake up, because all life is here and now, right now, this moment, to be recognized for what it is. It's a recognition. It's not about your mind and your senses and love and happiness and all these things. That's your personal self. Have fun with that. But that's not it. Just like all the things that you experience have nothing to do with you breathing. Because when you're not breathing, you got nothing. It's the air that supports you. So it don't matter what you think, what you want, how you feel, the ideas you have. If you ain't breathing, you got nothing. See, but you don't think about that, do you? You don't consider that. You don't consider you need air to breathe every moment. Think about it. And there's only so much atmosphere that we're living in. It's not that thick. It's only a couple miles thick. And guess what? They're poisoning the whole place every single day. Look at all the cars, just the cars alone, not including the chemtrails and the Wi-Fi and the GMO and the pesticides and all that stuff created by Monsanto and all these poison companies. Look at the cars that are driving. Can you put your mouth over a tailpipe and breathe that shit in and live? You'll be dead. It's poison. But everybody's driving their car like it's nothing, thinking that, oh, it'll all be okay. There's only so much breathable atmosphere, and then there's not, which is the dream. See, we are the experiencer in life. Just like you're experiencing your life. You have a body. Doesn't matter what it looks like or how it's shaped or whatever. It's a body. And you look around, there's many different body types. They all work basically the same. Doesn't matter what they look like. Doesn't matter how the person feels. It's about their body. It's a machine, just like a car. Can be a Toyota, can be a Volkswagen, can be a Mercedes. They all do the same thing, and they're all bent metal. They just look different. Yeah, and supposedly there's a difference. Is there? Well, kind of, but not really. See? That's the world we live in. That's the real world. You ever look at it like that? No, you don't. Because you only look at your own thought forms. It's like Eric and all these guys. I'm trying to show you that there is something else, and you're given hints about it. You're very fortunate because most people are not paying attention to the altered experiences that they're having. They just pay attention to your surface world. In other words, the idea is go to sleep, sleep for 8 hours, wake up, go back to work. Do you really think that you were born into the earth to be raised and to get a job? Is that nuts or what? Are the birds doing that? Are the birds stupid? What, because they don't have jobs or education? Are they stupid? Look at them. They know exactly what they're doing. They're fine every day. They sing, they fly around, they have fun. They don't have boring jobs. They don't destroy their environment. But people do because they're smart. And animals, oh, they're just kind of stupid. They don't know what they're doing. Is that true?
Eric used to say the birds sung the new you.
Well, they can. They can. And, you know, the funny thing is that remember some of the experiences that Eric had with me on the real side? And when, you know, I told him to, you know, pay attention to the birds, so he went and bought 2 birds.
They all died.
They died. And then on the real side, I showed him I was killing the birds. And he's going, what are you doing, Duane? I said, you know, everything is awareness, Eric. And I said, I didn't kill the birds. You did. You kept them in the cage. You bought the birds. You kept them in the cage. You killed them. I didn't kill them. I'm showing you what you did.
Yeah, he didn't even feed them, but he was saying that you told him not to, that they could fend for themselves.
I didn't say that at all. And in the beginning of us coming together, what was one of the first things Eric said? Oh, we're to stare at the sun. I never said that. That's nuts. You know, I never said that. I said the sun is a reference. I didn't say stare at the sun. See, again, Eric's in his own mind. And until I can get him to a point to where he has a viewpoint, and this is what Revazar and Paul are doing. They are telling him the opposite of everything he thinks that he's been told, etc. They're playing a game with him to try and get him out of his mind. And they're saying that the illusion is real. And he's buying that. Well, Revazar said that Biden is this, and he's just an old guy, and the chemtrails are fake and whatever. Are they? Come on. Are they? Or are they doing something to try and get him, and they keep telling him, stop using your mind? They can't get him to stop either.
Yeah, I've tried telling Eric that just don't think about it too much, because he just does not stop is his problem.
Because he is tap-lined with the video games, dude. The reptilians have him heavily tap-lined with the video games, and he doesn't see it. Just like the Matrix, exactly like that. When Neo took the pill, and then all of a sudden he popped out of the bubble, and he's got all these friggin' suction cups in his back. That's what you guys got with the video games. You got that, but you don't see it. I'm trying to tell you, you got it, and that's why your mind is like it is. because they have stations, Phil, even on Saturn. I've been to the other planets. Even on Saturn, they're broadcasting to the Earth from the moon. The moon is a moon base. It's not a planet. They created that. It's all metal. It's a military base. That's why you only see one side. It doesn't rotate. It's a giant satellite. And they've got military bases, and they're broadcasting subliminal messages. You've got subliminal messages in all the movies and all the video games. That's why they created them and got people drugged on video games. You know, there are so many kids, and they don't talk about it anymore. But years ago, they used to, where these kids were all psychotic because of the video games, but they don't talk about it anymore. And now look at Eric objectively, and what's he hyped on? Oh man, I got to go to this competition. I'm in this competition, whatever. He don't care about nothing else but his effing video games. Yeah, because he is so friggin' tap line with that crap. But I love my video games. Yeah, these things are really cool. Have fun, Eric. You know, the boys are trying to show you something else, but you want your video games. You're going nowhere, dude. Again, I suggest you see Lawnmower Man. You want to be him? You ever see that movie?
Yeah, I did end up watching it. I think it was about a month ago. No, it was a very interesting movie.
Phil, that's a 70s movie. And watch Brainstorm with Natalie Wood. Those are 70s movies. That was in the 70s before you were born.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is, little by little, they bring these things in. Little by little, and pretty soon it becomes a standard. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know? I love sharing this stuff. You know, I do. I love to help people understand, but, you know, I'm not here to tell people. But what I'm showing you is that it's right in front of you. You don't want to see it? Fine. Stanley Kubrick, and I'm assuming you've heard of the movie 2001 and 2010, A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
They killed Stanley Kubrick because he helped produce, along with Disney, guess what? The moonwalk. It was all fake. It was all done in studios. And he knew too much, and they killed him. And his last movie that he was going to produce, and it did come out, I think, it was called Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, I've seen that. That I did see.
Yeah. And so, again, people's eyes are open, but they do not see what's going on right in front of them, dude. Just like the Matrix. The Matrix is a huge hint, but Neo, the hero, no, he could fly around. You know, just like Eric was doing with the boys, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care about flying around. Isness is all that matters, because when you're in the isness, it's all. So you don't need to go anywhere. That's the thing. It's the opposite. You do nothing because it's all recognition. But anyhow, that's a big journey. But anyhow, the Matrix is a good hint as to what's going on with you kids. Now, the boys can take out some of the tap lines. They can take them all out. But because the personal self is so routine, it'll just stick them right back in. In other words, like a drug dealer, you can take all the drugs away and everything from a druggie. But what's he going to do the next day? He's going to be bored because he has nothing else to do. And he's going to go find drugs and start again, isn't he? Yeah, just going to go start again. And that's how it is. Just plug himself back in. And Eric's obsessed with, and it's more than easy to see, obsessed with the video games. And that's his name, Gamer. You know, that's so cool. Eric Gamer.
Well, Eric was always going on talking about how the video games could be used as a training simulation.
They can, but you have to set it up in a particular way. Anything can be that. And that's why Rebazar and Paul are giving him experiences, because they see the potential. But he's got a long ways to go, you know, got a long ways to go to get to that point where he is able to handle it. Mm-hmm. Just like a private. Yeah. They see, you know, when you join, they see the potential in each person, okay? But you got a long ways to go to be a general. You got a long ways. You got to go through a friggin' lot, a lot of hell and risk and everything else, you know, to be a general. And usually the only way that people move up in the military is through wars and battle, not just hanging around the barracks and reading comic books. Yeah, that's how they move up in rank, is by the maneuvers and what they do, etc. You see, that's how they move up. Otherwise, what the hell are they moving them up for? Unless they have special qualities or whatever. I see that in everybody, you and everybody else. But you got a lot to go through. You got a lot to go through. Just like you started a college course. If you're going to become a doctor, everybody has potential. But dude, that's 20 years of schooling and everything else. That's, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm learning a lot. Come on. The end result is, you know, to be a doctor, it doesn't matter how much you're learning so much. It's just that you got a lot to go through to become the doctor, to be it. There's an idea on that experience. Here's the idea overall, Phil. You have to look at how you see yourself. How do you see yourself and your life? Do you see anything besides your personal life as it's going? Do you see anything else? You must have dreams or wants or something as an idea. You say, okay, maybe it's like meeting another woman, having more kids, getting a bigger house, or whatever. You have something there, okay? So that is your focus. That is your focus. And until you have a real focus about your real awareness, well, that's all you're going to, the end result is that's all you're going to have. And that's the old guy. You're just going to keep going towards the old guy. And the reason that it seems like you're moving or not, it's because it's all here and now. It's not over there. It's not some future idea. It's because it's right in front of you any moment. And this lifetime, you can snap your fingers and it'll be over with. Because just like all the others you lived, they're gone. And this one will go just as fast, just like the 35 or 36 years that you've already lived, snap of the fingers, it's gone. The next 20, 30, 50, snap of the fingers, it's gone. It's already gone. And that's all you have. Just be the old guy, and you won't be where you are. You'll pass over, you'll still be okay, but that's it. And then eventually you'll turn into another body and forget you were here. Just like this one. That's it. So right now, you're getting the hint. But that's up to you how you pursue that. So you can all that, but you have a lot to go, Phil. You're a good guy. And it takes a lot to get here because, you know, there's a lot of bad people in the world doing stupid stuff. Well, you know, they got more lifetimes. They're just going to stay stupid. And they're not going to listen, and they're not going to take the time to recognize what's more than creation. So that's their choice. Yeah, and Eric, the experiences he has are very good, but there's no guarantee that he's going to follow through. This moment, he's saying, yeah, I want to share the new you. But, you know, I've seen people, the best of people, having experiences much better than his for years, and they quit, and they even went to the dark side. Yeah, they went to hocus pocus. I've seen it, because they never saw what's real. So I don't bank on what people say, or I want to do this or that. You got to prove it every day, every moment. Just like you as the plumber. You know, you go tell the customer, oh yeah, I'll fix your sink. But if you never do it, what the hell does that little speech do? That's what politicians do. They give you a speech, and then what do? They don't do anything. They have other stupid people do it. They don't do a goddamn thing except move their mouth. They don't do anything. That's real. So I was a contractor too for 40 years. once you tell people, you got to do the job. Now you got to do it. You got to prove yourself, not by what you say. That's a good story. You got to go do it, and you know that. So if Eric's really going to do this, he's got a lot to go. He's got a lot of growing up to do. Yeah, people are going to listen to him for a while. He's going to be a fad, like Michael Jackson. But then overnight, he's going to fade. He's going to be gone. No one's going to listen to him anymore. This is how it is. People look for thrills. Yeah, he's groovy. He's cool for a few minutes. He's another thrill. Next day, he's gone. Look at the gaming world. Look at any of the stuff. Here one day, gone the next. It's more than chasing thrills. Life is more real than the sun shining. Yeah, it's a lot, Phil. Yeah, and it's precious. It's absolutely precious, but you got to recognize it. And it takes a lot to do that. And to get through yourself. First of all, you got to get through yourself. You got to face, oh man, you got to get through all that. You got to figure that out, etc. You got a lot to go through. I know, I've been through it. And I still practice every day too while I'm here. I have to deal with it. It's a lot. Yeah. You can think whatever you want. See, we've been taught to think that, just because I thought it, that's it. No, that's the illusion. It has nothing to do with thinking. Life has nothing to do with thinking. This is creation. You're in the Gumby world. You're in the world of clay where you formulate things. This isn't life. Life is awareness. And it's complete already. It's already pure, perfect, complete. There's nothing you can add to it. Creation is its own thing. That's all. It's its own thing. So, it's a lot. All right. So you kind of get the idea there. Again, just do the new you. Take down your experiences. See what comes along. It's your intent. It's where you place your intent. I'll give you the hint. When you are truly sincere, and life already knows if you are or not, about really seeing what's real and following through sincerely, honorably, well, then it will start to show you a lot more. But you got to decide that. It's not a game. That's what's real. Yeah, like the sun shining. See, the sun never stops. You ever notice that? It never stops shining. It goes on the other side of the world, but it still won't stop shining. That's sincerity. That's real sincerity. Who can do that? Can you put your intent into something and be sincere 100% all the time? That's what life is. Can you see that? When you can do that, start to show you a lot more. So you can recognize what's going on with yourself and